Ready?
Yep.
Begin.
Okay, the first thing that we need to know is determine directionality of the heart, whether it is open or closed. Okay, if I've got a closed heart, I know that across my heart is my interventricular groove. Okay, interventricular means passing through the ventricles. Cross my heart means that this is the front, therefore this is the right ventricle, this is the left ventricle. If I saw the heart in the other direction, I would see that this groove is going up and down. That's the back of the heart. Okay? If I'm looking at the back of the heart then, do I still know directionality? Sure I do. I just have to think about the person facing this direction. Therefore, this would be the right side and this would be the left side. Okay? Opening the heart, I need to know directionality as well. How do I determine directionality if a heart is open? I look on my outermost side and determine which side has a thicker muscle. This one or this one? The left side is much larger. This has to be my left ventricle because the left myocardium is much thicker than the right myocardium. Okay? Once I know directionality of my heart, I know where all of my chambers are and what my valves are. This has to be my left ventricle. This is my right ventricle. Very difficult to see my atria from the inside of a dissected heart. I can see them from the outside. This is my left atria. This is my right atria. Okay? This atrium has been cut away. However, I know that the vessel going into that atrium was my superior vena cava. Okay? From the superior vena cava through my right atrium, I go down into my right ventricle. Okay? From my right ventricle, I'm going to come up and out through the back of the heart. These are my pulmonary arteries. Back of the center of the heart, pulmonary arteries. Back into the heart from the lungs, I go into my left atrium. Left atrium, blood comes in from the pulmonary veins. Okay, pulmonary veins to left atrium, through the left atrium into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle out of the aorta, and I usually have a three-way split even in this cut heart at the top. This is my aortic trunk. Seems that I have 2 vessels remaining. Usually there are 3, the third has been cut away. Okay? Valves. If I stick a probe into the right side of my heart and ask through which valve did this probe pass, you know that the only valve that could be right there is my right atrioventricular or tricuspid valve. Okay? If I stick a probe coming out of the back of the heart, that's got to be my pulmonary arteries. The only valve that I could have passed through are my pulmonary semilunar valves. Okay? The same is true for my left atrioventricular valve. If I'm coming into the left side, the only valve that I pass through is my left atrioventricular or bicuspid valve. If I'm coming out of the aorta, I had to pass through my aortic semilunar valve. Other structures within the heart. I've got chordae tendineae. Attached to each of my chordae tendineae are my actual valves that I've cut through. The chordae tendineae are attached to papillary muscles. So if I put a pin here and ask you to name this structure, you would tell me that that is a papillary muscle. If I put a pin underneath this and ask you to name this structure, you would tell me that those are the chordae tendineae. Layers of the heart. I have completely cut away my pericardium. All that's left is my epicardium. So if I put a pin right through the outside, it's my epicardium. If I put a pin right through the interventricular septum, I know that that is the myocardial layer of tissue. Into one of the vessels would be my endocardium. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.